Let's see what we have this morning. This is my 5th inspection. Let's look. That's a good sign though. Also the syrup is empty here. Not quite as busy as last time. Syrup is also empty though. Nice. That's a lot of smoke. I'm holding my hand in the smoke to make sure it's not too hot for the bees. First I'm going to check the emptiest hive. I want to know if I'm going to need to move any frames. One of the things they recommend when you begin beekeeping is to start with 2 hives so that you can see how one is doing compared to the other, and also to be able to share resources between the 2 hives. So in this case I wanted to start with the less populated hive to see how things are going. So once I'm working on the other hive, I will know to move frames over into the less populated hive. Oh wow, they made like a little, some kind of comb tunnel. Give them a minute. Beautiful morning. Wow, this is looking great. That's a lot more bees than I expected. So maybe I don't need to move any resources from one hive. That's a spectacular change in terms of bees moving. So they're starting to do something with that old comb. I can see they're starting to store some of that syrup or nectar in those cells, and they're actually expanding them a little bit. You see some lighter white, lighter wax that is newer. This one I'm gonna put aside though. So I'm putting one frame aside to make some space so I can move frames in the hive. I like what I'm seeing. Lots of bees, but at the same time they're still doing a lot of that burr comb. Bees like to fill up the available space with comb, which is made of beeswax, while leaving just a little bit of space between the layers of comb, which is a bee space which they use to navigate and move around. If there's anywhere in the hive with a bit too much space, they might actually make extra comb that is not on the frames. And in this type of hive, you want the bees to build comb on the frames so that you can take the frames out and inspect. Any comb that's not directly built on top of the foundation of these frames is what we call burr comb. When beekeeping, it's important to keep that burr comb under control and remove it here and there, so that when you're taking the frames out for inspection, that you don't accidentally squish any bees between the excess comb. We'll see what we get as I pull out the frames. This looks pretty good. You see this is capped honey. Oh, I think that's going to be for the chickens. I don't know.